Hello, Internet. This is Dave from Conserving 915. Uh, just at the start of this month, which is actually, supposedly, the month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ, which is this lovely image that I have here in my living room. But it's been, usurped by this ideology, this weird veneration of fetishes. So actually, what's supposed to be a month of striving, for sanctity, has become, in the secular world, unfortunately, this crazed fixation on sexuality. And I know, not everybody shares the same faith I do. Being a Catholic, that doesn't make it not true. And I have to, if I were to live my faith truly and fully, it must be true. To my very core, and in everything I do. Christ is risen. He is alive. He is seated at the right hand of the Father. And he will come again in glory to judge the living and the dead. This is just a small part of what my faith is. And if it really is true and I believe it, then I have to look out for the best interest of the rest. I'm not shoving anything down anybody's throat like what is going on in this case, on the opposite direction. So, why am I even doing this? On Sunday, it's like the kids aren't awake yet. I'm just taking some time because Friday I received a notification, that our beloved star here in El Paso is going to be defiled for the entire month of June. Now, this is the article. Sorry, Jesus. El Paso Chamber, light star on the mountain in rainbow colors for Pride Month. Well, El Paso Chamber, what are you doing? Pandering to this minority of people. And it's not because they are minorities. Look who's talking. This community, supposed community. It's not because of it being an actual small percentage of the entire population. That's not the point. That's not why I'm saddened by it. I'm saddened because this minority has such hold on society, such a strong chokehold on society. It's weird. It's almost like the LGBTQ plus and what all that other stuff has info on the rest of normal society, And I don't mean to be triggering, but I'm just trying to speak plainly and truthfully. But why do we have to honor that you being homosexual or bi or whatever it is that you identify, but this being your flag, this color, this appropriated symbol is your identity. Why am I harping on this? Well, because it's being lit up on the side of a mountain here in El Paso for all to see. Now, I was actually, Friday night, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting this until Saturday night. But lo and behold, there it was, Friday night on the 31st. They just couldn't help themselves. I was walking out of my church after praying a rosary, because we were praying the rosary at the church for the month of May. my community was doing Mondays, but everybody was invited for Friday because it was going to be, marking the end of it, of that, of honoring, marking the end of this, or sealing the end of this event that we were doing for the entire uh, month of May, for Mary, our mother, for Mary, our mother. And oh my goodness, right there on the mountain, it's already been lit up in colors. And my children, my well, one of my children, she pointed and said, "Oh, look at the pretty colors." She had no idea. She has no idea. And my mother rightly pointed out to her, like, no, 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 mija, es algo malo. This is actually bad. It's a blasphemy, and she used that word to my 8 year old. Actually, she just turned 8. She used that language, to my 8 year old. I was like, oh, mom, she doesn't know what that is. And I told her, we were actually watching the matachines, the dancers, with their drums outside of the church, because it was a sort of procession, and we were out there and we were just viewing uh, how they were dancing at the end of the entire celebration. And I told her, let's just keep, let's wait till this is over, and then on the way home I'll explain to you. And sure enough, I did. I I didn't want to have to, but I had to because my child, she's very inquisitive. She questions everything, and I love her for it. It's challenging. It's fun to unpackage a lot of these ideas, especially when she comes to question, like children do, about the faith. And it's always a wonderful exercise that we have in me having to, focus the idea. It's not, not have it with these weird esoteric ideas that I can't really ground. And I have to. It forces me also to work through what my faith is, and it's all. If anything, it's only bolstered my faith. And my child, being very inquisitive, she was like, she wouldn't, like, we were watching the matachines. It wasn't over yet, and she just kept like, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? Tell me. I was like, just hold on. Let's get home. Yeah, on our way home, I started the conversation as PG as I could keep it. But she knows. She's seen here in El Paso downtown. She's actually seen some stuff. Men in dresses, full beard, wearing a dress, and she's like, "What's up with that?" Or every once in a while, there's like this. If we're watching, if we're watching like YouTube videos, like funny little YouTube videos with animals or something, and then a commercial pops up. Maybe it happened once where it was some sort of medication that they were selling or promoting. Ask your doctor, and it was showing a bunch of homosexual couples. And ooh boy, yeah, I didn't hit skip on time before the first pair of dudes kissed. So yeah, I had to kind of explain. There's some people who don't know what their bodies are for. They don't know. They don't really know who they are. They think they're something else, and they like things that we're not meant to like, as in the same sex. I put it in a manner, in that sort of manner. I try my best not to be explicit, but anyway, I I took the same approach with this whole thing, with this whole pride thing. Um, I said, like, this group of people, they find it necessary because they think they're being oppressed to display their sin to the entire world. And it's not enough for everybody to see them and look at them and know that they're there. We have to not only acknowledge them, we have to celebrate them. We have to celebrate their sin, which is not something that we can do. And to all of you out there that say love is love, and Christ says do not judge. Your supposed God, your Jesus, he says love others. Always love others, no matter what. And although what you might think, I'm trying to be respectful. Like, what you might think is love is not love. It's sin. And you know, if I see something, I'm gonna say something. I'm not going to, how would you say, force you into conversion therapy. Obviously not. But I do at the very least, this useless servant, this useless, at the very least, I have to say, you must turn away from sin. If please, I want everybody to be saved, much like the church does, like God does. He wants everybody to see salvation, and the only way to do that is to turn away from sin. Now, that's basically it. I do want to go over a couple of things here. First of all, like I said, conserving 915. We guys here, we're Catholic, we're Christians. We know and recognize all of this to be sinful. This is our official response right here. You can see it on our X. Please note that this satanic, pedophilic, and mentally ill pride movement may influence the city government but does not represent an overwhelming majority of El Pasoans. Sincerely, conserving 915. Now, it is a bit of harsh language, but that is also a type of love, tough love. We're not gonna mince words. This is not something that's acceptable. Sure, we do, or at least personally. Like, I'm sure the other guys at Conserving 915, they may have a little more libertarian tendencies of you do you, just leave me alone. But at some point, will we take our, about me personally, at some point, am I going to take my faith seriously? If I decided to start off this channel with a bunch of guys, if we decided to start off this channel, and I'm saying that I'm a Christian, and I'm just gonna, no, go ahead, no, I can't, I really cannot. I have to at least say, please stop this. Please stop this. This is not helping anybody, especially the poor people that are influenced, that have gotten so confused that they believe that this is their identity. This is not. This symbol, this appropriated symbol that has become demonic, is not your identity. Embrace your true identity. You are a man. You are a woman. God made us. God made you. He loves you. What are we going to do about that? Well, as we can see plainly, looking at society and how it's become so secular, so perverted, it's like those two are hand in hand. And I'm not, not saying just in the sexual sense, perversion as into taint, as into come on guys, grow up, as into morph, pervert, more into, to morph it into something that it's not supposed to be. And this is what this supposed pride actually means. I'm going to show a couple of images here. We have here a child in drag. This is what it really means. You guys remember the whole gay choir? Some kind of gay choir in the country that put out a video saying, "We'll convert your children." Well, they do say, and of course they had to say after the fact, that it was satire, but it was not. It's what they say. Saying the quiet. It's what It's actually saying the quiet part out loud. So yeah, we have this poor boy. I mean, how old can he be? Being paraded around as this this sex symbol. It's horrifying. That is perverted because that boy should be a boy and doing boy things, learning to be a man instead of this perversion, this morphing him into something that he's not meant to be. So this is actually one of the most tragic ones. We also have here this man twerking in front of children. This near naked man, no shame, not an ounce of shame in all his body, twerking in front of children. And like, this is what they want to do. They want to show this to kids. This is the point. Indoctrination. Look, we have this child is also another child just being paraded around. Of course, we all have heard of this drag story hour. Horrible, horrible, horrible things. And it's no coincidence, right, that it looks demonic. I mean, it's not even clowny as it's meant to be. It looks demonic. It looks evil. Sometimes the obvious thing is obvious for a reason. It's wrong. It's obviously wrong because it looks wrong. It looks weird. It looks not right. You know, it looks. I don't know. Anyway, so also have here some men in drag, dressed as nuns, or mocking the habit of that nuns wear, that sisters wear. No, these are. I'm mocking the women, the strong women in the faith. These are actually very strong women, not oppressed. They take these vows, under their own free will, giving their entire life to prayer. I mean, out of their free will. Please, they can leave whenever they want. They don't, because they know that it's important. And these people, these men, appropriate the habit, pervert it, morph it into what it's not supposed to be, and parade themselves around as some sort of symbol of freedom. This is not freedom. You are a slave to your own base desires. I remember driving down this highway with my brother Steve from Conserving 915. He was actually giving a ride home after a recording one night, and I started laughing because there's this billboard that says, do you no longer want to be a slave to lust? And I looked at it, I was laughing like, yeah, I remember when life was simple and I was only a slave to lust. He was like, yeah, that's the easiest one to get over. The rest is, that's when the real battle begins, once you conquered lust. That's what I'm saying, the base passions, the most caveman impulses, and that's their symbol, that's their identity. Just oonga boonga, I'm not leaving the cave, and I'm just gonna give in to my base passions, to the most primitive of instincts, which is, I want to ejaculate, that's it, that's all it is. That's all I want, and it becomes their world. We have another one here, this fetish, this dog fetish, and I've actually not even seen much of this before, but I saw a post much like this on Facebook by one of my friends. She was pointing out, how it's wrong, first of all, and this whole Pride Month thing. And one of the pictures of the slide that she was showing is some dudes with these dog masks, and a little girl kind of petting them, and this is a sexual fantasy that they have. They're displaying it out in the open and showing it to kids. This is the point. This is the point right here. And that's what makes it so wrong. So, El Paso Chamber. We actually called it here at Conserving 915. We called it. I said, they were fixing up the light bulbs at the beginning of the year. It had taken a break because they were doing maintenance, and it looks like they were doing something to the system to make colors and whatnot. And first thing we said on our channel, we said, how much you want to bet they're gonna try to paint it in the rainbow, the 6-colored rainbow? How much you want to bet? Lo and behold, even though we knew it was coming. I mean, it's still incredibly disappointing to see realized. So anyway, El Paso Chamber. A lot of El Pasoans are disappointed by the posts on X, the comments on Facebook. It's well, not all, obviously. It is very negative on this front, on this topic. It's all very against. Like, we do not want this. The past ones, we do not want this. Society does not want this, does not need this. The people who identify themselves as part of this community do not need this. You need God. You need Jesus. You need to turn to Him. You need to leave sin. Follow Him. Like I said, all I want is salvation for everyone. This is not about hate. And I'm not triggered. I'm saddened. Really. Disappointed. I know even though, like I said, I know where the world's heading. I see it, and it still saddens me. It disappoints me. Oh, yeah, because we need Dave's sign of approval to be okay with ourselves. I mean, obviously not, Yeah. But, I mean, it's just one guy. Who am I? Nobody. I just want my voice out there because I'm sick of it. Of all of it. This is also what voting Democrat gets you. El Paso. People. This is what voting Democrat gets you. I'm not saying Republicans are the answer. Maybe some are. But I know for sure Democrats are not. This is what they want. This is what they push for. Even though you don't accept this, or I should vote Democrat, but I don't like this whole gay stuff. I don't like this whole transgender stuff. This is what they're going to push. But the results of their policies are evident. Look at California. You really want that for Texas? People of El Paso, do you want that for El Paso? Drug addicts roaming the streets, needles everywhere, poo everywhere? Okay, then indulge in this. But I'm saying this is not what's best for everybody. It's not what's best for society. We need to turn to Christ. Yeah. Well, I said my piece. I'm sure there's a lot more to say, but I gotta start getting the kids ready. We're gonna go to mass. Like I said, it's Sunday. Not the time. By the time you see this, it won't be, but it is for me. So, have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed month. Let's look at the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ. That's what this month is supposed to be for. So let's actually celebrate that. Let's abandon sin. Let's abandon this idea that homosexuality is normal. It is not. Oh yeah, and I hear some people say, well, some animals are gay. Okay. Then maybe you're an animal. I'm not. I'm a human being. Made in the image of God. So, you want to be a dog? Go ahead, be a dog. Be a whale? Be a whale. That's not what you're meant to be, though. I'll tell you that. It's not what you're meant to be. You're meant to be a child of God. Because He made you. He made you with love. out of love and for his love. Anyway, peace to everybody out there. God bless. We'll see you around.